Welcome back to my author journey. I'm Nicholas Adams, author of Xanthia. Appreciate y'all stopping by. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell so you can get notifications whenever I drop a video. I don't blow y'all up. I'll be dropping them every day. So go ahead and hit that bell button. But today I'm talking about something I discovered when I was writing the other night, because I'm working on two books actually. One is pretty much done, but I'm working on a fourth book in the world of Xanthia. And if y'all don't know what that is, just, my previous videos talk about my first three books. It's a trilogy, fantasy world that I created. But I'm working on a book in that world, and it's been kind of like hot and cold writing lately. When I started writing, I was writing in a notebook because I was at work and I was trying to kill some time. So when I started transferring it over to my laptop, I was writing chapter after chapter after chapter after chapter, and it was flowing. And then when I got to a point where I didn't already write it, I was like, I got stuck like Chuck. So I was sitting there trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do with this book. So then I wrote an interaction that happened later on in the book, and that kind of helped me get the creative juices flowing more. So then I went back to where I was originally at in the actual book, and I started writing a little bit more, but I got stuck again. So then I wrote something that was going to happen later on in the book, and I realized that night that I'm just not a linear writer. I can't write from point A to point B from the beginning to end in a row. There's been so many, because this is the fifth book I'm actually writing. I've only released three. I'm still working on the other one, which is a romance type thing. So it's not really fantasy genre. It's not fantasy genre at all. But the first book I wrote, and I was just jumping all over the place. And I was like, I'm a beginner writer. So maybe I'm just, didn't know what I was doing. So I started on book two, and the same thing happened. I tended to jump around. And then with book three, I did the same thing. So with this book, I sat down, I was like, well, I'm gonna write from beginning to end because, 3 books out. I've already completed or almost completed a fourth book. This book, I'm going to write point A to point B, and that's going to show me that I'm a writer. I don't think that's the mindset of all writers. I don't think writers are linear. There's some writers that are linear, and there's some that aren't. I even tried to map out like timelines of when this is going to happen, when this is going to happen, when this is going to happen. But it always seems to... I always go off the rails. I don't know what it is. Like, my brain just starts thinking of other stuff, and I can't stick to the script. And then, like, there's a scene that I can't wait to get to, so I start rushing through previous chapters. And then I have to go back and fix those because I'm trying to get to this scene. So I realized that I'm not linear at all. I can't write in a straight line. It's too much for me. My brain is all over the place. And I had a conversation with, I had a quick conversation on Facebook with one of my author friends. And she was telling me that she maps everything out, but she writes mystery and crime drama, mystery. I don't really know. But I read one of her books and her writing is phenomenal. But so she has to map stuff out for, obvious reasons of it being a crime mystery type book. So she needs to know what's going to happen, throughout the whole story. Me, I write fantasy. I don't. I could just think of something on whenever I want to and just throw it in there. And that's kind of awesome. But it makes me realize that, maybe it's a genre thing and it's not necessarily... Well, I can't really say it's a genre thing either because the romance book that I wrote, it's a pretty linear story, but I wrote different parts of it at different times and different, I was jumping around on that book too. So maybe it's just a me thing. And it's not a bad thing. It definitely complicates things, but it also gives me room to breathe and grow and change things. And it's forever like, it's a free flowing story. So what I start out with isn't always the ending. I remember when I first started writing Xanthia, my first book, and it was going to be about like an empire chasing these three kids, or well, they're young adults, these three young adults throughout the empire, and it's this evil emperor that's after them, and he sent this group called the Covenant, which are bad guys, to come get these kids and kill them or get them and capture them. But that was the premise of the story. I didn't have what was the inciting incident, what made the empire want to get them. I didn't have none of that. That's what I was going to write. And I thought it was going to be a great story. And it turned out 1,000% different. As a matter of fact, I still use the name The Covenant as a group, but it's a group of good guys in I want to say book 2. Yeah, so it's like my stories they just breathe. That's the best way to describe it. They're breathable. They flow. So I used to think it was a problem that I didn't write linear, and now I realize from talking with her, I realize that it's not a problem. It's actually pretty awesome that I could write the beginning of the book and then the end of the book and then a middle part here or there or another chapter here or there and then just connect everything together. It's definitely more of a headache that way, but it's creative. So that's what I came out here to talk to y'all about. How I write weirdly. That's weird. Weirdly is a weird word. Weirdly. Say that like 10 times and tell me you won't start questioning the word in its very existence. But anyway, going off the rails. But yeah, so that's really what I was coming out here to talk to y'all about, that I've discovered that I'm not a linear writer. I can't write from point A to point B unless it's a very short story. Short stories I can write from point A to point B. But if it's a novel or a novella, nah, you're not getting that like that. It's going to be all over the place. That's like I'm breakdancing. That's what it's going to be. But yeah, definitely appreciate y'all stopping by and listening to me. The obligatory ending of the video. Check out my blog, authornicholasadams.com. Author, Nicklous. The link will be in the description of the video, or the bio, or whatever it's called down there. I'm still new to this YouTube thing. Hit me up on Instagram and Facebook. Also, like, my accounts are open, they're public. Y'all can always hit me up there. Check out my profiles and everything. Website, social media, and again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. I appreciate y'all stopping by and listening. Like always, be breezy.